round. Let's welcome back Patrick Moore, Josh Lenardovitz, Steve Kuklo, Dexter Jackson, Victor Martinez, Johnny Jackson, Kim Williams, Cedric
All right,
McMillan.
well, this is
Big
the moment
Rami,
of truth. So, lineup's getting
Sergio
called back
Oliver
out. By the way,
Jr.,
big shout out
Max
to Tony
Charles,
Doherty out there doing
William
a fantastic
Bonac,
job.
and Morgan Asti.
emceeing the Arnold. Tony, as everybody knows, runs all the shows down under in Australia. Has been doing for many years. You talk about a guy who loves the sport of bodybuilding. It's Tony Doherty.
Now we're going to hand you over
job,
to our head judge, Steve Weinberger.
Thank you, Tony.
All right, here we go. Big Steve with the call-outs.
While we wait for Big Steve, big shout out to everybody at the Redcon One Gym in Boca Raton, Florida, watching it at
Steve,
the watch party.
Dexter, Rami, and William.
There we go. Now, they're calling them out in numerical order, okay? So nobody get crazy yet. Now, this is the same call-out that they made this morning, barring any adds or subtracts anybody here. So this was your projected top four from this morning.
Dexter and William, switch, please.
Now, I'll tell you this. Somebody got to William. Look at his legs. Got a little sheen on there. So,
They sure
Gentlemen,
did.
quarter
Smart
turn to the
play.
right.
What a great call-out for Steve Kuklo.
Quarter turn
There
right.
with Big Rami, Dexter Jackson, and William Bonac.
Go on, Stephen.
It's awesome. He must be so excited right now being up there.
Quarter turn right.
Dexter looks very
Face
much
front.
improved from this morning, and this could be dangerous for William because I got to be honest, I don't think William looks as good as he does this morning, but I do think
Front
Dexter
double
does look
bicep.
better.
Well, so far, having Dexter next to William is a good sign for Dexter. We'll see what happens, where Big Steve moves him around to.
Interesting
Front lat
dichotomy here.
spread.
You've got the two, arguably, we'll call them, quote, smallest guys in the show and two of the biggest guys in the show.
The bookends, the
yeah.
big
Yeah,
bookends.
as bookends, yeah. Well, as Arnold said in his opening
Side chest.
remarks about Franco, who we lost this past year, a good small man can beat a good big man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's interesting, too, Bob, as you look at them hit their side chest, you see Big Rami, who's known as the biggest of the big guys, and Steve is doing a really good job keeping up size-wise.
Yeah, Steve he's losing no
hanging with
ground to
back double
nobody. I mean,
bicep.
he's holding his own, and he's earned this position. So now again, somebody can be called up into this group if Steve sees fit. But this shot right here is going to tell you a whole lot. And this is one of Dexter's better shots. All right, what are we seeing, Luke?
I think, I'm noticing Rami's this, for him,
Back lat
he's improved
spread.
the most from the rear since this morning. I do actually agree with you with what you said about Bonac. He's not quite quite there as where he was
It'll be
earlier.
curious to see if Steve moves these guys around or if he leaves. Now, look at that shot from Dexter right there. Oh.
Yeah.
I think Dexter had 2 cheeseburgers.
Whole lot of muscle going on there.
Well, so, Bob, if he doesn't move anybody and he leaves and lets them go off like this, it's
Side
pretty
tricep.
indicative of the fact that Dexter moved up a spot. And he's in the top
yeah,
two, one or two.
yeah, because Dexter was third, fourth looking this
Yeah.
morning, and clearly he's up in 2 right now. If this doesn't move, again, if you're watching at home, okay, you'd be looking at 1 and 2 in the middle either way, and 3 and 4 on the outsides either way.
Usually Steve will move everybody around and give everybody a chance
Abdominals
to
and
move,
thighs.
but sometimes not.
Now, Steve will mess with you.
Yeah.
Like sometimes he'll do stuff just to do it, just to mess with the audience, which I
Yes.
think is kind of funny.
Abdominals and thighs.
To be honest, that's not a great shot for anybody.
No.
So,
Your favorite most
that is not
muscular.
the bread and butter shot of any one of these 4 guys.
I also think seeing William next to Steve,
But now,
It's
look
not-
at Steve. Look at that most muscular from Steve. I tell you, he
Yeah.
can hang with anybody with that shot.
Steve's known for his quads. And I think where Williams slightly downsides, it's really kind of sticking out
Thank
now.
you, gentlemen. Back in line, please.
Steve looks great.
That's a big.
No, see now,
They
look
could
at-
bring it back out at the end, but
Yeah.
right now, that's interesting. So
It
we
is
could have a
interesting
change.
because he didn't move up on anybody. So from what I can gather, they're looking at these guys as the solid top 4. Now you're looking for 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now I can almost guarantee you're going to see Cedric, Sergio. I'm going to say Max Charles moves up into there.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah,
Sergio. Cedric.
there it is.
Yes.
Akeem.
Yeah.
And Akeem
And
Williams. I
Steve.
just took the words out of my mouth.
And who?
And Max Charles? No, Max Charles. Just the 3 they
I'm
got to call
gonna-
him.
He'll call somebody else.
I'll bring Kukla back in.
Oh,
Interesting.
no, that's not good for Steve.
No. Now Steve's in the battle
Now,
for.
again, let me explain to
Steve and
everybody who's
Akeem
watching out there,
switch.
okay? Why is he calling Steve Kuklo back out with these guys, okay? And this is what I love about Steve Weinberger and the judging panel, okay? Because they want to give these guys an opportunity to see if they can compare with Steve, okay, for that, let's say, 3rd, 4th position.
Quarter turn
All
right.
So this is what I'm talking about, Steve, giving these guys an opportunity to compete. And this is all you can ask for as a competitor, Luke. I mean, you know this better than
Yeah,
anybody.
of course.
You want this
Quarter turn.
comparison. If you're Sergio and Cedric,
Well, this is the comparison we all wanted to see.
Yes. And Cedric's looking good. I mean,
Cedric's he's been
looking really
improving
good right
every
now.
yeah, he's getting better as he's going.
Just
Now,
Sergio-
you
turn
can't
right.
see a lot of a difference here between the muscularity of a Cedric McMillan and Sergio. The years of the gym, you can
Yes.
tell in that shot.
Well, Cedric has one of the best backs, I think, as well.
Yes,
in
he
the
does.
IFBB.
But they're all holding their own. But you know,
Thanks, front.
this is a precarious situation for Steve Kukla right now because
Cedric and
this
Steve
is literally
switch.
going to make or break whether he's in the top 4 or
he
whether
needs-
he slides to 5 or 6.
To me, Cedric is quite clearly getting better.
Oh, so they're switching him around. Okay.
Now this
Interesting.
is great for Cedric, not so much for Steve.
Front double
Yeah.
bicep.
You can see the confidence building on Cedric's face as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sergio should be getting more confident too because he's
Yeah.
right in the mix. And he knows this is it for him. I mean, this is going to make or break whether he's in 4th or 5th. There's a big difference between 4th and 8th
Front
in
lat
this show.
spread.
Yes.
Now, Akeem Williams, to me, is softening up a little bit. Cedric is getting better with every pose. Sergio is getting better. And Kuklo's about the same.
Side
I don't think
chest.
he's fading per se. But I think these comparisons are definitely...
Look at Cedric's leg, side of his leg. He's coming in a little bit better. Maybe the cheeseburger paid off. And also we talk about polish, right?
That's still a great shot for Kuklo
Back double
right there.
bicep.
You can tell the polish versus no polish. Like
I feel,
Kuklo,
This is going to tell you right here who's 4th and 5th.
I did notice then, I think Sergio's getting a little bit tired. Maybe he was letting his midsection go
Ah,
a
he's
little bit.
military, man. Believe me, he could do this for days.
Suck it in.
Now, look at the difference. I was just talking about Sergio's back versus Cedric's. That's the difference between a guy who's been training an extra 15
Well, I
years.
mean, as we were talking about with the seal skin. of
Relax,
Akeem.
spread
Look,
out,
I mean, if you
hit a
look at the
lat
difference
spread.
between Akeem and Cedric, the level of detail is just night
yeah,
and day.
it's pretty dramatic.
And you can see, and you can actually see it looks like a skin thing.
I hope we get a chance to see Cedric right next to Kuklo, because right now, from where I'm seeing,
yeah. But listen, it could happen. I mean, Steve will work these guys to death. So we've all been on the receiving
Yes.
end of that one.
Oh, yeah, it sucks.
I haven't been on the receiving end of it.
I have.
I've
Side
certainly
tricep.
witnessed
Luke
it.
has.
Yeah. It's it can be withering.
I think a lot of people don't even understand how difficult it is to pose this long, this
No.
hard, under the lights as well.
And with the pressure, and
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Well, if this stays
Relax.
the same, then
Face front.
Kuklo.
Steve and Cedric switch back.
You see, he's
Wait a minute,
cramping.
wait a minute.
Cedric's
Hang on.
lower ab.
Moving him
I,
back.
I noticed his pec was cramping during his routine
Who
as well.
was?
Cedric.
Oh, Cedric.
If you look at Cedric's lower bottom right ab, left if
Yeah,
you're
he's,
facing,
he's
it's
cramping up. But you know what? That's a professional right
Yeah.
there because he ain't letting nobody know.
No. He can't. Not when he's in battling right now.
Well, listen, Steve gave him a shot,
Abdominals and
and that's all
thighs.
you can do with
Yep.
this. But I think he's probably seen enough from Kuklo that he's solidified his spot. I feel bad for Cedric right now because if he's cramped, that
That's
is the
gotta hurt.
worst position in the world when you're cramping.
Your
and
favorite
you got to hit
most
that
muscular.
shot. I have been there and done that. It is not a good feeling.
He's doing a great job of covering it up. Because that would,
Yeah.
for me, like I've had ab cramp, and man, you just want to like stretch it and pretend,
I got
stretch
to be
it out.
honest. After seeing these comparisons now, like I say, Steve wasn't really fading at all, and he's certainly not now. So, I think I got to probably leave him in his position.
Thank you, gentlemen. Back in
Now
line,
it's a
please.
battle for 5th and 6th between
Patrick,
Sergio,
Joshua,
who I think might be
Victor,
ahead of Cedric
Johnny,
if he left him in that lineup.
Max,
The way
and
they did with,
Morgan.
they
with
left
Cedric
him- they
back
left
on
him
the
in middle.
outside.
Yeah, left him in the middle.
So right now I got to put. I think Sergio climbed up a spot in the 5th, Cedric 6th, and Akeem 7th.
I can't help but root for Cedric, the red Catalan athlete.
Of course,
so
because
I
you
have no choice.
Because you're biased like that.
I can't help it.
That's okay.
Max and Johnny switch.
Cedric probably should have won the whole show.
Yeah. Damn judges, politics. You know.
Victor and Johnny switch.
I think this goes back to our point earlier, highlighting with
Yeah.
Patrick. He just needs size. That's it. Just needs some size.
Yeah, just time in the gym, man.
Yeah.
He's got
Morgan
all
and
the
Josh
makings.
switch.
Look how big Morgan is.
I thought they put Morgan
And they put
next
him next to
Check it
Patrick
out.
and Johnny. Yeah,
Gentlemen, quarter turn to the right.
Steve is a troll.
He's got a full head, Morgan, over the two next to him.
See, now, personally, I would have liked to have seen them bring up Max
Quarter turn right.
into that last call-out. And to see if he could have hung.
Yeah.
But clearly the judges are not seeing enough there that they thought it warranted a comparison. So, interesting.
I mean, I would assume it is just the size thing.
Quarter turn.
You're probably right, yeah.
Face front.
You know, the interesting thing is going to be after this is obviously
Spread
the
out,
judges
hit a
are going
front
to go
double
back down,
bicep.
put their scores together. That pretty much gets added to the morning scores, and that's where you end up with your eventual placings. But I'm on the fence right now, man. I mean, I had William kind of in a solid 1-2 this morning, and 2 was up in the air. But I don't know. I think
Front
I've seen
lat
enough
spread.
from Dexter that he might be knocking on the door right now. So this might come down to the post now.
I honestly, it could flip flop either way. No, I mean,
I don't think I saw enough from Big Rami
No,
that he's
no.
in contention for the win. I think
He-
it's
he-
definitely between Dexter and
seems like it,
and,
I mean,
and
Rami was
William.
He was
Side
a bit sharper
chest.
from the back, but I mean, Dexter just transforms since this morning.
Well, Big Rami just doesn't flow is the problem. So as big as he is, 300 pounds of muscle, you know, it's like you say, his thighs are a little bit too big. You know, the waist could be a little smaller. He could use a little bit more. But, you know, with those fine adjustments, I mean, listen, he'd be killing everybody
Back
out
double
here.
bicep.
So I guess we'll know for sure. You know, a lot of times Steve brings out the top 2 or something like that at the very
Morgan's
end,
clue.
right?
I know,
It's crazy.
Yeah, he might.
It's
Yeah, I know. Morgan's just crazy, man. Look at the conditioning of this guy. But that's a shame, really, because obviously he has done about as good a job as you're going to do with a frame that big.
And his glute, if you look at his glute, his
Back
one glute
lat
is the size
spread.
as everybody else's glutes together.
Yep.
So you think Steve will bring back the top 2 or something
Well,
like top
Steve's
4?
going to do one. Yeah, he likes
at
to
the
give
end.
credit where it's due sometimes to reward those guys. So, in my opinion, he would probably bring back William.
Side
and Dexter.
tricep.
That's
I
what
would,
was
I
thinking.
would love to see Dexter take this.
Well, that would be
so would
crazy.
Dexter. And let me tell you something. How fitting would that be? That would be number 30.
Yeah.
Winningest of bodybuilder of all time. Again, that's a record we're never going to see broken. And I tell you what, that starts a real
Abdominals and
good
thighs.
road to his final show at the Olympia this year.
Just Max hitting that. He's about to hit hands over head abdominal. You really get a feel for how peeled Max is in the shot.
Max is in great shape. Like I
great
said, I
shape.
really would have liked to. I mean, size notwithstanding, I would have liked to have seen him in the last call out just to see if he compared.
His midsection's pretty much perfect.
Your favorite, most muscular. Thank you, gentlemen. Back in line, please.
Here we go. Here we go.
Dexter, Rami, and William.
Oh, he called 3.
That's your top 3.
There you go.
Well, they put Rami out there.
Wow. So you're almost right, Bob. Add one more.
Front double bicep.
Well, but the one thing it tells you is clearly Kukla was probably in 4th.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any question about that, but this is pretty much it right here, boys. Like this
Front
is going to
lat
give you
spread.
your winner. Now, if I know Big Steve, he will move these
Relax.
guys around just to keep it interesting and put Dexter in the middle
Dexter
and
and
put
William
Rami in the middle
switch.
probably. There you go.
Ooh, here we go,
And I know
here we
Big
go.
Steve. Boy, that just gave a big boost to
Side
Dex.
chest.
He's going to give him a few shots in the center. And, you know, I like when he does this because it gives each guy that. I mean, I know it's you know, it doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of the people watching, but, you know, you want to be in that center, man. It does kind of mean something in bodybuilding.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you're Dexter, right, the adrenaline, you move to the center and the final call out with two other dudes.
Luke, you've been in that position. I mean, how's it feel like when you get that call, like, and it's like, oh man, this is like I'm holy crap, I'm in the lead
Well,
here.
Dex is probably used to it, but I was just like, what the? It was to me. It was like it was a blur.
When I looked at Luke's eyes when that happened, he looked over and goes, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
He couldn't
I think
believe
I
it.
think there's a picture of me.
Relax,
just like,
turn
my eyes
around.
coming
Deer
out.
in the headlights. Or a
Rami
cow,
and Dexter
or, whatever
switch.
animal you want to pick on for this one. Though. Big Rami in the middle.
Oh, here we go.
Look at Dexter laughing. You know why he's laughing? Because he's been
Side
around so long.
tricep,
He knows
yeah.
the game, so he knows it doesn't necessarily mean anything, but he'll play it up.
I honestly have Dexter here out of the three.
You have him what?
Winning.
Winning.
I think so.
I'm telling you, it's.
I think Rami's faded a touch.
And I think William has faded just a touch.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but
Abdominals
again,
and
when you're
thighs.
getting sharper as the blade is, you're gonna fight. Huh? Actually, I told you have a little fun with these guys. Like Rami, yeah, that's right. Love it. Tell you, big man represents pretty good in those abdominals, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, it's certainly he may have a larger waist, but his stomach is always in check. He's got great abs and good shot for him.
Relax.
Right now, he needs to tighten
William
up.
and
the
Rami
shot, but
switch.
The rest of it.
Gentlemen, your favorite, most muscular.
Here we go. I gotta go with Dexter, man. I really do.
Yeah.
I had William this morning.
Yeah, me too.
We made that clear at the pre-judging.
But Dexter's just getting harder and
Dexter,
harder and
to
harder.
me, has gotten harder
Thank
and
you,
more
gentlemen.
crisp.
Back in line. This
Rami
concludes this round.
clearly has faded a little
Back
bit.
to you, Clint.
I tell you what, it's not a lot.
Thank you,
we're
Steve.
talking again.
Thank
we're
you,
splitting
judges.
hairs, but
What do you think,
Dexter
ladies and
doing? How's he
gentlemen?
doing this?
I don't know.
Let's post
he wins this
down.
The problem, see, for
At
Dexter,
51 years old, bro, that's insane.
knowing Dexter, he wins. He may not retire.
That's
after
what I
all.
said.
He may not
Yeah,
retire
he's
after
got-
all.
They're going into the pose down right now.
Who's it gonna be?
So, Bob, knowing Dexter, he wins a few of these in a row. Does he still retire, or does he change his mind?
Nah. I think he's done. All right, bodybuilders into the audience. As you can see, this is been done for many years here at the Arnold. This gives the audience a great opportunity to see these guys up close and personal. When you see some of the best bodybuilders in the world really right in your face, it's pretty cool. So they're going to have a little bit of fun with the audience here, give a little bit back to the community.
It's a great opportunity. Everybody wants to take a selfie with their favorite bodybuilder.
And it gives us a chance to do some predictions here because these guys are going to be out there for a little while. So, all right, Luke, what have we seen?
I mean, based on this morning, things have changed quite a lot. I mean,
I understand you just as much as Big Rami. So,
well, I'm speaking actual English. England,
Queen's English.
the Queen's English.
Yes.
Real English.
Sergio,
All right, this is
Cedric,
it, boys. Now we're down to our top
Rami
6,
and
I
William.
believe.
Okay. So
In
it's a
sixth
matter
place,
of, will it be
getting a check for
No.
10,000,
Yeah.
presented by Nick
Elite
Kretsulis
athlete,
of
or
Mount
will it
Carmel
be,
and Edward Yang of the
Sergio?
Columbus Dispatch.
The best
Tense.
poser.
This is tense. This is
Cedric
tense.
McMillan.
Lots on the line here.
There it is.
There it is.
So we we actually called that one right. So Sergio actually picked up a spot over Cedric. No surprise there. Cedric looked good. It's clearly not as best as we talked about earlier. But still in that top 6.
He
He's
definitely
still,
made some ground since this morning. I think.
still fighting it out.
Yeah. Okay. So
I got to.
Congratulations and thank you, Cedric.
I'm gonna go
In fifth
Sergio
place,
next. I'm gonna think they left
check being
Steve
presented
Kukla
by
in
Jan
fourth place.
Tanner.
Yep.
I think so too.
And Mayor Aravainen from Cryotech Nordic, $15,000, and the 5th place award goes to Sergio Oliver Jr.
That's a great position for Sergio.
Yes.
The improvements obviously appreciated by the judges. He's got to be feeling pretty good. I mean, obviously he got an award from Arnold himself, got a little airtime, and picks up an impressive 5th place finish at the Arnold. So
Amazing
congratulations,
result.
Sergio.
Amazing result for him.
All right, I'm
Well
sticking
done,
with
Serge.
Steve
What a
Kukla here
night.
in fourth. Yeah, he had Steve had to fight for that spot, as you see.
Yeah.
They called those other guys out.
Thank
They kind
you,
of dropped him
Sergio.
down, see if anybody else could beat him.
He
Our
probably got
fourth
worked
place
the
award.
hardest.
Yeah, he did.
A
And,
check for
good Steve.
$30,000 being
Another
presented
good
by
placing. He's up
Brett
from last year.
Reichhardt
Yep.
and the baddest man on the planet, Randy Couture. That goes to Steve Kuklo.
As
All
expected.
right, now
Very good, well.
this is where it gets interesting. I'm going to go with Big Ramy for third.
Yes.
I think the other two guys pretty much established themselves, especially tonight, into first and second, and then we'll get into our predictions on that one to see if they swung it the other way or
Congratulations,
if William
Steve Kuklo.
hung on enough from this morning.
Yep.
Our third place award being presented by Nick Kretsulis and Jan Tanner again. $50,000 goes to Mamdao Big Ramy Elsbaye.
There it is. And you get it right on cue because
didn't like
the crowds always like the freaks.
Yeah.
Guess what? They're out there booing, but listen, you got to appreciate what
Big
Big Ramy's
Ramy.
brought back to the table. And his first venture with new coach Chad Nichols, so the future's looking pretty bright for the big man. All right, I am going to go. Now, I thought Dexter looked a little sharper tonight, at least from what we can see on the video monitor here in the back. I'm going to say they stuck with
Thank you,
William
Ramy.
Bonac for the win.
And now
So I
it's
think
down to
Dexter.
two.
I think he made up some ground. Did he make up enough
I
ground?
still think Dexter
The second place
All right.
award being
I think
presented
Williams-
All
by
right, sir.
Nair
I think Williams
Aravainen
gonna get it.
from Cryotech and Fred Biggie Smalls from Big Sports. $75,000. In second place tonight, the one and only Dexter Jackson.
Ah, there it is.
The blade.
The sentimental pick, obviously. You would like to have seen Dexter
Yes.
finish off his Arnold career, obviously, with a win. But you know what? You can't take it away from William. He had a little bit of a lead in the morning, I believe. Dexter made up some ground, but clearly not enough ground. And there's your winner again, William Bonac. William, Mr. Consistency.
The Conqueror.
The Conqueror. Hey, he conquered
and
again.
he conquered once again.
The greatest, Dexter Jackson. Our first place award being presented by Steve Slater of Rogue Fitness and Natalie Eva Marie from Rain Body Fuel. $130,000. And your Arnold Classic Champion 2020, William Bonac.
There it is, your first champ of 2020. William the Conqueror Bonac back in
Let's
the winner's
welcome
circle,
Arnold.
back to the Olympia.
Arnold on stage with that magnificent
He
Arnold
earned it, Bob. He
Classic
was shredded in
statue.
shape, as
William,
always.
Yeah.
And, he's been very hard to beat lately. So
I know you've
He's
been
very
waiting for this.
consistent. Like I said, that's his hallmark, is his consistency, and that's going to bode well with the judges always. They like to see that. Remember we were talking about earlier, Luke, about how the judges always got it in their mind of what you looked like last time. Well, he looked that good last time he won this show.
If you're always 100%, you're always. It's pretty difficult to deny.
Yeah.
William Bonac, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, look at that. What a winner. One of our best lineups ever. Over to you, Arnold.
Arnold's always thinking about the selfie. Look at him. He's going to get the picture
He
with the
loves
crowd
it,
in the
doesn't he?
back.
He just loves it.
Yeah. He's going to put it, what does he do?
It's Snapchat,
Snapchat. He's going to put it on
Snapchat, yeah.
Snapchat.
Arnold's very up on to date up on all the social media
He's
stuff. and
he's
all
down
that.
with the kids.
He knows. Look, he knows.
Oh,
He knows
hang on,
what-
let's listen in.
Huh? I feel amazing. I feel wonderful, man. You know, my world is like, it's like I'm in heaven now, man, for the second time. You know, so
So tell me now about your training. Maybe you can share some of your secrets.
I don't really have a secret. My only secret is hard training, you know, patience, dedication. I just bring myself to the gym every day, you know, so I take it a day by day, you know, and see how it goes. You know, I don't plan ahead. So each day is a struggle for me. And this prep was really tough for me because I was dealing with the injury as well. Lost my sponsor as well. So this really means a lot to me for the title. So I want to thank everybody for coming here, for supporting us as well. You know, also despite the coronavirus, for you guys to be here, for your understanding, really appreciate it. And thank you for your understanding, you know. And hopefully we can do this over with the expo in a few months' time or even next year, you know. So health comes first, you know. So let's please have understanding for this situation. And thank you guys, thank you all. And I want to thank a special person. And if it's possible, I want to bring that special person to the stage. Because without a special person, I couldn't done this, you know, because she's the one behind my prep, behind my meals. She's the one who's pushing me every day to go to the gym. She's the one taking care for my kids, you know. And when I'm weak, when I'm tired, she's the one, you know, who lifts us all up. She's stronger than I am. And I want to bring my fiance to the stage. Sienna, please, can you come to the stage?
Hey, William, turn around. Thank you, Arnold. Thank you. Now, we're going to get the top 6 when they're finished, you know. Turn the lights down, maybe. Well, let's line up for a picture, you guys.
Dexter on one side, third place on the other side.
And remember, we've got the seminar, the showcase with all the winners and Arnold tomorrow morning at 9:30. And remember, daylight saving starts tonight, so you've got to get up an hour earlier. We've got a shot of Arnold with the pros, the winners. Then we're going to get the VIP ticket holders on stage for a picture with the platinum ticket holders with your ticket to have a picture with William. Thank you, Arnold. I said it 5 times. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. Check it out. There's one thing I think the message came from Triple H, from Arnold, and everyone tonight, is we're all in this together. So when you see someone at the gym or someone struggling or someone that's out of shape, give them a word of encouragement and bring them along on the ride. Well done to all the judges. Thanks to the best audience in the world, and good night.